I am making a cookbook for my kids, and I am putting in all of their childhood favorite recipes, and I'm also making YouTubes to correspond with the recipes in their cookbooks. So today I am making Cincinnati chili. Now, I've never been to Ohio. You may be watching from Ohio and you may be saying, girl, that's not how we do it in Ohio. But this is how I do it, and it's a family favorite recipe, and I hope you enjoy it too. So let's get cooking. Right now, all I'm doing is sauteing an onion in some olive oil. After that onion softens, I have my seasonings that are gonna go in. I have a mixture of dried oregano, chili powder, cinnamon, pepper, salt, allspice, and cardamom. One thing I don't enjoy doing when I'm making this dish is to get all the spices out. It's a pain. I think it is. So I just go ahead and I make up some packets with all the seasonings, and I keep them in my pantry so I can use them. So I made 7 little baggies, and then I have today's seasonings right there. It just makes life a little easier. If you don't know what Cincinnati chili is, it's actually a meat sauce that you put over pasta. It's not like a traditional chili that you might think of that you would eat on a cold, blustery day. This is a meat sauce that you put over pasta, and you can serve it 5 or 6 different ways. The way I like to do it is just with the pasta topped with the meat sauce and then some cheese. Other people will put onions on top, like raw onions. What are some other options? Garlic, fried jalapenos. There's all these different, oh, and kidney beans. Kidney beans, you can also put kidney beans on top as well. But the way I like it is just with the meat sauce on top of pasta and topped with cheese. Cardamom gives this such a unique flavor, and I know my brother-in-law, when he makes it, he puts cocoa in his Cincinnati chili. So while I don't use cocoa in my Cincinnati chili, I really do like the flavor that adding cardamom gives to it. It feels so homey. If you've never used cardamom, it's kind of similar to if you would put allspice and nutmeg and maybe a little bit of cinnamon together. It's not quite the same, but maybe similar to that. You need to go out and grab some cardamom if you've never used it. It's so delicious. So the onions are perfect. I'm now going to add in an 8-ounce can of tomato paste, and then I'm also going to include my spices. I'm going to cook this for about a minute. Oh, it smells so good. I'm just blending this all together with the tomato paste and all the seasonings, all the spices. I'm going to let that cook for about a minute. Oh, it just smells delightful in here. It's the cardamom, I'm telling you. Okay, I'm gonna add in some tomato sauce. I have 2 small cans, 8 ounces each. I'm gonna add that in. And I have some chicken broth, 2 cups of chicken broth, and I'm gonna go ahead and put that in my skillet. I'll mix that all together, and I'll be back in a minute. So what you just didn't see is I added 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar and 2 teaspoons of brown sugar. I need another hand. I just don't have enough hands. So this is simmering. I need to add my raw ground beef and let that cook in this mixture. If you don't want to use ground beef, you could use ground turkey, ground chicken. You could do a vegetarian type of meat and add that. All right, I added my raw ground beef, and I'm gonna let that simmer away for a bit and cook down. I'm just gonna chop up the meat a little bit. I'll probably let this simmer for 15 or 20 minutes. and then I'll come and check on it and stir it, and we'll see how it looks at that point. While that's simmering away, I'm gonna do a little bit of cleanup. My daughter came out of her bedroom and said, "Oh, yum, Cincinnati chili, is that what we're having for dinner?" And I said, "No, we're going out to eat, remember?" And she goes, "Oh yeah." The reason I like to make this the day before is because overnight the flavors have a chance to meld, and it is so much more delicious the next day. So that's what I'm doing. I am making this for tomorrow. If you have ever made Cincinnati chili, I would love to know how you make yours. Do you add cocoa? Do you add cardamom? I want to know. So this is what it looks like right now. It's been about a half an hour, and I have stirred it numerous times. But I have to go and get ready to leave for dinner. So I'm just gonna let that sit here and cool off. And then tomorrow I will be back. I'll make the pasta and give this a try. Hi friends, good morning. It's the next day and I am ready to try my Cincinnati chili. I'm really hungry, so I made a big bowl of it. This is called a three-way. You've got your pasta on the bottom, and usually I use a spaghetti, but I had this veggie craft penne, so I decided to use that. It's made from peas, lentils, and zucchini, so I'm trying to be healthier. Well, I guess I shouldn't say that, because look at all that cheese I put on it. It's a Monterey Jack and cheddar blend, and it's melting into the sauce, and the sauce looks delicious. So I'm ready to dig in. Oh, this looks good. I love Cincinnati chili. That is so good. It makes me feel like fall, even though it's still 100 degrees here in Tucson. I feel like fall is right around the corner. This stuff is so good. I'm just shoveling it in.